Hello there, you lovely listener. As you know, this is the British English podcast, even though I currently reside in Australia. But after a long wait, the international borders have reopened after getting to a substantial amount of vaccinations in Australia. And so I managed to take a trip back to the motherland. And whilst I was in the UK, I met up with Harry, and we went for a lovely little stroll in the countryside of Surrey, which is where I was born and raised. And I thought it would be nice to record a casual conversation around the idea of April Fool's Day, which is on the 1st of April. Although, to be fair, listening back, we didn't do a great job explaining April Fool's Day. So set your expectations low on that front. And hopefully you can enjoy this episode for the sake of the relaxed conversation in the countryside. And because it's in the countryside, the audio is also not perfect at times due to the wind and things. But I was so charmed by the sounds of the countryside that I wanted to capture it anyway. So, yes, with the bar set nice and low for this one, let's get into it. So we're just walking around a lovely little bit of countryside in the UK while I'm back for a couple of weeks. Got Harry by my side. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Good to see you. Nice to have you back.
Absolutely delightful. Really enjoying the Englishness of it all, because I've not been back for 2.5 years, and I can imagine that you guys are picking up the sounds around our voices, and it's, to me, incredibly English. We've got some swans to our left. Took a little selfie, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
We're going over a canal right now, and there's a lovely lock. What's a lock, Harry?
It's like a kind of gate barrier thing where they let boats through.
Yeah.
And they change the height of the water, don't they?
Exactly, so you can go up and down hill.
It's amazing how they do that. I didn't fancy defining that. You could probably define that way better.
Well, you did it, yeah. So there's two gates, and then the long barge or boat, canal boat, comes in, close the gates on both sides, and then the water goes up or down, depending on whether you want to go upstream or downstream, or uphill, downhill. And then you open the gates and it's like a lift, a water lift, like an elevator.
Yeah.
Or a lift. Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Should we go that way a little bit?
Yeah.
But we were just thinking about, in a month's time, it will be April. What happens in April for us?
Well, the first day of the month is called April Fool's Day.
Exactly.
And that's a time when only on that day you're allowed to play tricks on your loved ones and your friends. Or your students if you're a teacher.
Yeah.
Maybe I could arrive 1 hour late to a lesson.
Or your teacher as a student. Were you doing that?
Yeah.
But do you reckon turning up an hour late for class would be a good one?
Not if you're the student.
No.
Because you're probably not going to get that time back.
Exactly.
And as a teacher, you're probably going to lose that customer.
I'm tempted to walk over that. A bit scared.
I don't think we can go down there, can we?
Oh yeah, it does say private. Oh.
Where's that going?
That looks like an old Royal Navy aeroplane. Again, I don't know if I'm making this up, but that sounds English. The engine just reminds me of Englishness.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, so April Fool's Day, it is a day where you can prank each other. You can play tricks on each other. And I remember my dad and his colleague, they used to do ski trips, and they would take all the kids skiing, and they would very often play pranks on each other because they would stay in the same dormitory together, and they would do very little things like fill each other's shoes with sand, or fold each other's beds in half under the duvet. And so then they would get in it was like half a bed.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I think one other option that I think my student actually told me about this one. He filled a jar full of water and then like printed out his head and laminated it. And then he put it on the inside of the jar and closed the lid and put it in the fridge. And it looks like somebody's head bobbling away in the fridge.
Wow. A lot of work has gone into that.
A lot of work.
And that's could be quite traumatizing, couldn't it?
Yeah.
To discover that. Jesus. You could just do like, I don't know, what could you do? A couple of meatballs and a sausage and a jar and make it like you're pickling someone's testicles in the fridge.
And that's an April Fool's.
Sure. Yeah. There's no better time to do it, is there? It'd be weird to do it all year round.
Yeah, it's true.
I'd like to let you know that we now have an official app released for the British English podcast. You can now listen to this podcast on the new app and get all of the learning resources along with it. So if you are a premium or academy member, then stop what you're doing and search for this new app on your app store, either by typing in BEP, or the British English podcast. And for those of you who are just listening on your favourite podcast app, then I've got a present for you. Download the app, sign up to the course called Free Podcast Worksheets, and you will find every single episode available for you to listen to along with the free worksheet for that episode. A huge resource right there waiting for you to enjoy. So go download it right now at your app store. Links are also in the show notes. Enjoy this episode.
But yeah, there's all kind of things like that. I remember one, I've never done this, but I've heard of friends doing it at school. On the toilet, we're just getting pursued by a swan. You can, if you put cling film over the toilet, it looks like there's nothing on there, and you go for a wee, and then the wee kind of bounces off. That's quite a good one.
That would be terrible for me.
But never do it in your own house.
What, do it to yourself? Oh, I see. If you're sharing a
don't do it to like your dad or your mum or something, because you're going to end up with piss on your own floor.
Yeah, that would.
And you're probably going to get in trouble with your parents. So.
Have you done that one?
I've never done that one. I've heard of it, and it's horrible. It's horrible.
The other one I was thinking of, but I think I'm getting confused with Halloween actually. So forgive me, guys. But I remember with Trick or Treat.
Oh yeah,
Halloween.
Yeah.
People used to shove an apple up the car's exhaust pipe.
Oh God.
And then that would just destroy the car.
Oh my God. That's awful. I think that's an important thing with April Fools. It's supposed to be like good-humoured fun.
Yes.
It shouldn't be something that actually causes too much pain or trauma for the recipient. It's got to be something quite light. Or it can be, oh God, I had one actually. It wasn't April Fool's, but it was like the Latin American equivalent.
Go on.
So I had a sort of girlfriend from El Salvador when I was living in Spain. And I came back to Bedford for Christmas. And just walk behind you, Charlie. It's windy. I came back to Bedford for Christmas. And she was messaging me and she said, I think I'm pregnant.
Oh, wow.
She was like, yeah, missed my period. I'm doing a test now. And she's like, yeah, I am pregnant. And I'm at home. This is a casual relationship. She already had a baby, so I knew she was probably willing to keep this one. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be a fucking dad. And this isn't even a proper relationship.
Oh.
I was panicking so much. But obviously it was a lie. And I said, that is not funny. That's too much.
And so did she say April Fool's, or it was like her culture's equivalent of a pranking day?
She said it was whatever they call it. I don't know what that is. Maybe they could comment in and say what that is. I'm not sure what the day is.
So anyone listening from El Salvador?
Yeah, or just maybe a Latin American thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's continent wide. Yeah, but that's a pretty nasty one, isn't it?
Yeah, that is. Did you
natured fun.
Did you start to contemplate what you would do if that was real?
Yeah, I did.
Were you?
That's what you do, isn't it? When someone tells you they're pregnant, start thinking, okay, how am I gonna get out of this one?
Get out of this one. So did you think at all about raising a...
I did think about it. I thought, well, maybe it wouldn't be that bad.
Oh, maybe I'd still be with her.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a break from this episode to tell you that this show is funded by you, the listener. That's right. Not through a charitable donation, but through providing you with 2 hugely beneficial learning resources. One is called the Academy and the other is called the Premium Podcast. So if you listen to this show regularly, say once a week perhaps, and you want me to continue producing it, then I need your help because this is my full-time job. And I also want to provide free education for those who really cannot afford it. But if you are in a situation where you can spare £7 a month for loads of bonus podcast content, manually edited transcripts, and extended glossaries and flashcards, then I'd love you to consider supporting the show, because that will give me a way to continue doing what I love to do, and for those who really cannot afford it, to get a free education. You can find out more by clicking the relevant link in the show notes of this episode, or head over to thebritishenglishpodcast.com or download the British English Podcast app in your app store. Back to the episode.
Yeah. Has anyone ever played a prank on you?
Definitely. I mean, at school, it was happening all the time.
Right, yeah. That's just bullying, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't April Fool's Day. It's just every day. They just kicked me in the head.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't kicked in the head at school. Just kicked everywhere else. Just as a baby.
Were you ever kicked out of a classroom?
Probably on April Fool's Day because I was mucking around.
Scallywag.
I was occasionally, rarely though. I imagine you were kicked out far more frequently than me.
I was always getting kicked out, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you one of the most regular corridor visitors?
I had my moments. I wasn't always bad, but I went through phases where I was a bit of a scallywag. I was getting into trouble. And I was thriving off the reactions of my classmates and stuff. So that if I could get a laugh out of the group, I would normally sacrifice my school success by playing a joke or farting really loudly or something like that, or something immature.
Yeah.
Saying a little jokey comment. But I did grow out of it. I realised that this isn't the way to be, and I did start working a bit harder.
That's good. Good to hear. You sorted it all out. You bucked your ideas.
I bucked my ideas up. Yeah, it's a good phrase, that. Buck your ideas up. Come on. You want to go to uni, don't you? You want to go and meet Charlie at uni?
I just went on Google to find some examples.
Oh, yeah.
And it reminded me of the university pranks we used to do.
Oh, yeah.
What did you do in your block? I mean, we lived in the same dorms, but some people did some extreme pranks to each other. I think was like wrapping every single item that somebody owned in aluminium foil.
That sounds familiar. That's such a waste of tin foil
Or plastic.
or plastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at least you can reuse that tin foil. But with the plastic, yeah, that's a terrible waste.
Yeah, that's true.
That is annoying. That is annoying. Not the worst thing I've heard, but it's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I actually wrapped a couple of Christmas presents in tin foil this year because I'd forgotten to wrap 2 presents. I'd just forgotten them. I'd completely forgotten them. And then I got to my mum and dad's house and there were 2 people that I hadn't brought gifts for. I was like, oh shit. So I ran back down. I was like, right, I'm not going to wrap these properly. Tin foil. Because you just wrap it round, you scrunch it, and as your uncle, you've got a really nicely wrapped, shiny gift.
That's a great way to use Bob's your uncle, because it's hard to explain Bob's your uncle without giving examples.
Yeah.
And that is a good way, because it's just, and that's the completion of it, easy, done, on to the next thing in life.
And that's that.
And that's that, yeah. So what was your family, friends or family's reaction to that wrapping?
I think a bit of a chuckle. Oh, Harry, what are you like? And then I think they opened them and then they probably had a disappointing look on their face.
What was it?
Just more tin foil, I think.
Yeah, it was actual tin foil.
Yeah.
A new packet of tin foil.
Yeah, it was like 10 meters of tin foil.
Oh, 10 meters, you spoilt them.
It's about a year's worth.
Yeah. Unless you're wrapping presents in tin foil, then you probably need to...
Yes. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll get my presents in tin foil next year.
Well, now I know you appreciate it. I will. I will do that.
I just think it's good if you can reuse stuff as well.
Yes.
You know, I can use that when I cook a fish.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Provided it wasn't used to wrap anything that was too dirty.
No.
But you don't want to be given a dirty present.
No, you don't.
Recently,
Or raw chicken as a present.
yeah, exactly. I recently had COVID. And when I had COVID, my dad was doing my shopping for me. He was really helpful, actually, every day. Literally every day, he's like, can I get you anything from the shop?
Oh, bless him.
And when someone offers to go to the shop for you, you find yourself thinking, oh, what else might I need?
What else can I send him?
Because I could tell he just wanted an excuse to get out.
Yeah.
You know, he's not working. He's doing his art and stuff, but he likes to go out and be helpful and useful.
Yeah.
So one day I sent him out for some shampoo. And it came in a Sainsbury's bag that I think he'd reused. Good on him. But I got it out and the shampoo was like dirty. There's like mud on it. I was like, where did you get this? In a skip or something?
And he said, yes. Just to skip down the road. They were giving out shampoo.
Shampoo. Oh, yeah. There you go. Shampoo. Ridiculous. I think it was just a dirty bag that he reused. I hope your listeners are enjoying the background noises. But the sounds of nature are lovely, aren't they?
That's kind of why I wanted to do it right now, because I'm obsessed with how beautiful it is around me. And I think the audio can pick up some of the beauty.
It can.
Minus the tree cutting.
Yeah. The crunching of like leaves and sticks underfoot.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah, exactly. But this is just a little bite-sized episode. So it was just a quick one around April Fool's Day. I just wanted to leave you guys with the one that I just thought of. Again, this is not April Fool's Day. So what Harry said earlier is very true. April Fool's Day is just little pranks that cheer people up if they've been tricked. It's like, oh, good one there. But I remember my school friends, they went to the butcher's on the last day of school. And they got a pig's head and they put it in the librarian's drawer.
Oh, the librarian's drawer.
Because for years, some of my friends had a rivalry with her.
Oh, no. Pursuing a vendetta.
Exactly.
Oh, that's horrible.
Isn't it?
That's really vicious. Violent crime. Poor fucking librarian. That's just the kind of person you'd pick on, isn't it, as a kid?
Yeah.
A librarian.
Yeah. If you are a librarian, watch out when you open the next drawer. And just, try not to be too annoying to students, because they are immature and they get carried away with it.
Yeah, especially not if there's a butcher's around the corner of the store.
Exactly.
Be careful. You might not find a book in that drawer. But to be fair, that should be on the shelf.
But yeah, thank you very much, Harry.
You're welcome. Nice to be on here.
And thank you very much for coming down to my ends.
Yeah, it's been nice. Always nice coming down to your ends.
Harry lives up in Bedford. I live in Guildford, or near Guildford, which is about 2-hour drive.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
Going past London, around the M25.
Yeah.
And you stayed for pretty much 24 hours, didn't you?
24 hours of sheer fun.
Yeah. You got to meet my family again.
Yeah.
And the newborns, my nephews and my niece.
Lovely boys. So funny to see them.
Yeah. Really nice having you to meet them for the first time for me as well. But yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. And if you wanted to join the premium podcast to enjoy the learning resources around that, then fill your boots. Thank you very much, Harry.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.